Have you ever wondered which biblical archetype resonates most with your soul? Are you a warrior like David, a dreamer like Joseph, or a spiritual seeker like Abraham? In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden patterns of the soul, timeless archetypes that shape how we think, act, and fulfill our purpose. By discovering your archetype, you'll gain clarity on your strengths, obstacles, and spiritual orientation. So are you ready to dive in? When I say different, what does it mean different? Moses and Aaron, they had very specific roles and missions and approaches within the community of Israel. For example, Moses was the lawgiver. That means he received his message, his instruction from the above, and his job was to download it, bring it forth into the below. From the above to the below was Moses. That is the role of the prophet. And what is the role of the priest? It's the opposite direction. The priest is in charge of great detail, that everything should run smoothly, and that he collects the prayers and the intentions of Israel in the below, and his job is the below to connect it with the above. Two very, very different directions, but both are within the community of Israel. Likewise, we're going to be taking a quiz to see which archetype, which spiritual archetype are we within our faith group. Because the good news is there are different ones. You might belong and share space with other fellow brothers and sisters within your community, but your approach might be different. Your understanding might be different. Your focus might be different. What you prioritize might be different. And this could be confusing sometimes. The idea is to find out where you are, to understand yourself a little bit better. I think you can benefit. Once you understand yourself a little bit better, then everything tends to run a little bit more smoothly. So when we take this quiz, which you're going to start in a moment, I want you to just keep track of how many of your answers are in the category of A and how many of them are in the category of B, and wait for the instruction at the end of the quiz, what we're going to do with these numbers, how we're going to evaluate, and what the conclusions are, and of course, what the conclusions imply. And then we're going to reconnect it back to our Torah portion. Okay, be well, and with no further ado, let's start. In a leadership role, you tend to A. Challenge people to grow even if it means being unpopular. B. Prioritize unity and connection, ensuring people feel supported. If you had an extra hour in your day for spiritual growth, you would most likely A. Engage in deep Torah study, exploring complex ideas and commentaries. B. Spend time in personal or communal prayer, elevating yourself through devotion. How do you feel about tradition? A. I respect it, but sometimes it needs to be challenged and reinterpreted. B. I see value in preserving and strengthening existing traditions. Your spiritual practice is more about A. Embracing the unexpected, finding meaning through spontaneous inspiration. B. Cultivating discipline and consistency, finding depth in structured devotion. If someone comes to you for guidance, you A. Challenge them to think differently and seek the bigger picture. B. Listen deeply and help them find peace in their current situation. When it comes to change or stability, which resonates more? A. Change. It opens the door to new possibilities and growth. B, stability. It provides a strong foundation and a sense of security. Your approach to connecting with God is more about A, understanding, grasping divine truths through study and wisdom. B, experiencing, feeling divine presence through prayer and service. Your greatest strength is A, standing firm in your beliefs, even against opposition. B, bringing peace between people and helping them work together. You feel most fulfilled when you A, have time alone to think, study, and develop new ideas. B, are surrounded by people, helping and guiding them. Your spiritual connection is primarily nurtured through A, Torah learning, seeking wisdom, discovering new insights, and questioning deeply. B, prayer and devotion, cultivating a heartfelt relationship with God through ritual and emotion. Now, count up how many A's and how many B's you chose. For every A answer, give yourself 1 point. For every B answer, give yourself 0 points. And total your score at the end. If you fall into the category of the prophet or Navi archetype, which is the visionary, you're deeply focused on seeing the big picture in life. You seek truth, wisdom, and transformation in people. You're a higher perspective thinker. That means you prioritize purpose over ritual precision. You focus on the meaning rather than the mechanics. You're a seeker of divine wisdom, pursuing understanding beyond formal boundaries of thought. You're drawn to the hidden layers rather than the surface understanding. Like a prophet, you stand firm in your convictions, even when others resist change. You may even at times challenge traditions when necessary and prioritize the pursuit of wisdom over social conformity and truth over conventional thinking. Let's now go to the priest or Kohen archetype, which is the great unifier among the people. In the Mishnah it is written, "Be like the disciples of Aharon, Aaron, loving peace and pursuing it, loving people and bringing them closer to Torah." Here, your strength as being the priest archetype lies in fostering harmony, tradition, and connection to be shared by the group. You prioritize stability and consistency, ritual and interpersonal relationships over abstract knowledge and philosophy. Yet as a Kohen, you prioritize spiritual precision in ritual, prayer, and law, since this is how you ensure the connection between heaven and earth. Right actions make the difference. The slightest deviation could affect the outcome. Aharon, the high priest, teaches us that peace is not the absence of structure, it's the result of the right structure. Love and meticulousness aren't opposites, they complement each other. Real peace doesn't come from ignoring details, but from aligning them with a higher purpose. And finally, we arrive at the bridge between the worlds, which is the ideal place to stand, the space where the Jew is meant to be. You embody the balance between personal growth and social connection and responsibility.
between seeking higher truths and uplifting others around you. You value both intellectual discovery and emotional social experience, challenging ideas while also fostering unity. You know when to stand apart in deep contemplation and when to step forward in communal responsibility. You understand smaller details in the context of the larger view. You are rooted in tradition, yet open to revelation. You hold the dynamic tension between heaven and earth while bridging the worlds with wisdom, patience, loyalty, and love.
Shalom, and we hope you enjoyed taking the quiz. If anything, it gave you a little bit of insight into yourself and where you are positioned. Obviously, the ideal is to be in the center, to integrate a little bit of how things look through the eyes of heaven, and also to be in touch with the everyday details of everyday life, personal responsibility, and connection with others. So both represent the ideal person, and both are represented by the Magen David, the Star of David. As you can see, it's the above seeking the below, and it's the below seeking the above, and the perfect harmony and synthesis between the two can be seen in this ancient symbol. And we would love to hear your comments, your questions, or your insights. Please do share your results. I want to know a little bit more about my viewership. I want to know who you are, where you're coming from, and so please feel free to share. On this note, I wish you peace, light, and blessings. Until next week, take care.